Morning, everybody. It's Will and Beth. We're here at Gathland State Park. We're going to do a little hike today. I think it's going to be like just a 6 or 7 mile round trip out and back kind of hike on the Appalachian Trail. We're going to head north, follow the blazes north, and try to get ourselves to White Rock Cliffs. And then once we get there, we'll check out the view and then turn around and come back. It's really windy today, and I think the high is supposed to be, what, 38? Something like that. So, and we can really hear the wind rushing above us and kind of feel it hitting us down here. So it'll be interesting once we get up on top of the mountain to see how it is up there. So, hope you enjoy the hike.
The residents
The old barn that was here. Just want to see what the sign says here. Well, we're heading northbound on the Appalachian Trail from Gathland State Park, and pretty much right out of the gate you get hit with a pretty good ascent going up the mountain here. I figure once we get on the top it won't be so bad, but at least it's not rocky too bad. So kind of chug our way along, and we should be coming up on the Crampton Gap shelter here within a couple tenths of a mile, so we'll stop and check that out.
Of course, the one that we just did was really moderate, so. And clearly really good.
It's like a blue blaze up there. I don't know what trail that. Or it is a local trail. I'm just surprised the guide doesn't say anything about a cross trail. Well, I guess the sign here will tell us what it is. Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't really say what the trail is, but tells us the shelter we were talking about is a quarter mile up. Still working our way towards this shelter. On our way, though, we came across a blue blazed cross trail. Not sure what that one was. It's about a quarter mile south of the shelter we're heading towards. And I know that because there was a little sign that said it, but the sign didn't say what trail that was. So I don't know if that's just an access trail or if that's another major trail that's in the area. I'll have to check that out later on.
Like stairs.
Yeah.
Nice stairs.
Yeah. I mean, even though we've been going up, it's nice. I mean, it's not like sections in Pennsylvania where, you know, you're scrambling over the rocks. Yeah, I think you probably, summertime, you could probably knock out quite a bit of mileage in a day in this section. Probably heard me mention before on the last hike I did down here in Maryland with the trails. The Appalachian Trail in this section here is about as groomed and as nice as can be. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still, you know, we've been climbing up since we started, so there's definitely, the trail definitely ascends, but as far as just being able to easily walk without scrambling over rocks and stuff is it's pretty nice. And we're going to hike side by side. That doesn't happen very often. What are you doing?
Taking somebody's picture. picture.
Oh, with my headband?
Yeah, with your headband. No, keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on. No, make a cute. No, make a cute face. Very cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so posting that picture. I'm so posting that picture.
So I'm sure you guys can hear what or hear all this. But girlfriend Beth is, I think she's liking my whole headband mounted camera. I look pretty stylish wearing a camera on my forehead. We were just talking a little bit ago. We think that we might have passed the shelter. I'm wondering if that Blue Blaze Trail was actually the access trail for the shelter. If it was, it wasn't very clearly marked, and it's not marked that way in the guide that I have with me either. So, figure on our way back, maybe we'll shoot down that trail just to see if that is where the shelter is or not. Like I mentioned before, with the Washington Monument hike, I'm kind of using these as little scouting hikes as well, because my son and I will probably be doing a 4-day hike of these of the same section here in the summer. So I kind of like to know where the shelters are, and ahead of time, at least for that hike. Go off trail here for a second. Cool. Still plugging along on the trail here. We've been passing by these awesome cliff faces on the right hand side of the trail. We actually walked up and checked a couple of them out. Pretty cool. They look like they'd be great for rock climbing. Lots of ledges and handholds and stuff, and they're pretty high. So Beth said she wants to climb.
Right. No.
So, but other than that, still pretty easy walking on the trail here. As I said before, apparently we missed the turn for the shelter, so we just kind of pushed on. According to the guide, there's not a lot of landmarks between here and the cliffs that we're supposed to end up at. So we're just going to kind of knock off this mileage and get to the cliffs to check out the view. So the AT's turning. Bear Spring Cabin Trail. finally made it to a landmark, the Bear Spring Cabin Trail. So that goes down that way with the blue blazes. Appalachian Trail makes a turn and goes up this way. And according to the guide now that I have a landmark to go off of, we have about 6/10 of a mile to get to the White Rocks Cliffs. So we'll do that, and then I think another 2/10 of a mile beyond that is another overlook. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. I'll tell you later once we get closer. And then we'll do that, and then we'll start doubling back and heading back towards the car. I would like to try to find that shelter and take a look at it before we do hit the car, though. So we're gonna head on up the trail this way and make it to the overlook. We finally made it to White Rocks. The overview is great. You can see way out there that range there. That's actually where we started this morning and hiked up along the top of the ridge the entire way and came around and ended up here on the overlook. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit and then start heading back and try to find that shelter that we had missed the first time, and then cook up some lunch and then head back to the car. Yay, but we made it.
Yes!
Well, we just made it. We just left the White Rock Cliffs, and we're hiking another 2/10 of a mile northbound on Appalachian Trail to try to find a second overlook by Lamb's Knoll. So we'll check that one out, and then we'll turn around and head on back in the direction that we came. So at that point, we'll be going southbound. Well, we found the tower that they're talking about. They said there's a view here, so we're kind of walking around the tower building to see if we can't find a view. Gigantic radio antenna, another antenna, a tank up here. A nice paved road. There's a trail that goes down this way, but I'm not too keen about just following that trail down there without knowing where it goes. Well, we found the tower like the guide said there was, but I'm not finding the view. So I think we're gonna start working our way back to the Appalachian Trail, and then working our way back towards the car. Well, we just started our return trip. We according to the guide, there was a view by that one communications tower. We walked around the whole thing and didn't see any views, and I wasn't too inclined on going on too many side trails without a decent map. So we decided to turn around and start heading our way back. So now we're doing the nice descent down on these really nice groomed trails that they tend to have here in Maryland. So we'll keep marching on here. Yes, we're recording Beth hiking now. Just like now.
Oh my. I hope you're getting my head.
Oh, it's a wide angle, it gets everything.
Oh, great. Like... I'll catch up. Yeah. Look at him go. Whoops. Could have gotten me tripping. That would have been real sweet. Oh, you see?
Come back and check it out. Yep, that's what it was. Figured out the mystery of the shelter when we came in from this direction and saw the sign. That sign there. Let me try to get it in there. The arrow points shelter 1/4 mile this way, which is along the AT. But then there's a side trail with blue blazes, and I think on our way back here, I think that's actually the trail to the shelter. So we're gonna hike down there. It's a 1/4 mile, and we'll do up our lunch down there, and then hike back up. All right. Well, we're hiking back out from checking out the Crampton Gap shelter. I didn't show you the shelter on camera because there's a family that's using it right now. They're hiking from Harper's Ferry to Penmar, which is the exact opposite hike that I want to do later on in June. So I didn't want to kind of invade their privacy, so I didn't put it on the camera. One thing about the shelter, though, is it's a 1/4 mile off of the Appalachian Trail, and it is a steep descent to get down to it, and one heck of an ascent to get back out of it. So just think about you stay there overnight, get all refreshed and rejuvenated, and then the very first thing you have to do is climb out of that climb up that steep trail. I will say though that up here at the top of the trail, there's lots of really nice tenting areas with benches and fire pits. So I think I'd almost be inclined to stay up here instead. But that's Crampton's Gap for you. Nice wooden benches spread throughout. So I think we're gonna pick one and then make our lunch up. Hey everybody, as you can see, we finally made it to the starting point of our hike, the Gathland State Park here in Maryland. You can see some of the ruins behind me here. If you ever have a chance, just come down and check out the park itself. You got the Civil War Correspondence Memorial there. There's a nice little cemetery on the other side of the road, and some of these ruins here. So if you ever have a chance, check them out. Till then, see you guys next hike.